Yeah. This is for all you non-philosophizing black sheep, unwelcome, pushed to the side motherfuckers like me.
Fuck what they say. Tang gang, Atheist Your Way. Yeah. Fuck what they say. Tang gang, Atheist Your Way. Ha ha ha. Let's get down to business. These bitches got glitches. And you thought you'd dismiss us? Nah. Now I'm laughing in stitches. See, the problem be, it'll be a tragic travesty to come after me. So just know this is how we get down. Respect that shit like a pronoun, bitch. Yeah. Fuck what they say. Tang gang, Atheist Your Way. Yeah. And fuck what they say. Tang gang, Atheist Your Way. Yeah. Fuck what they say. Tang gang, Atheist Your Way. Yeah. Fuck what they say. Tang gang, Atheist Your Way.
Tang gang, Atheist Your Way. That means just atheist late. just no, I'm kidding. But maybe I'm kidding. I don't know. Let's see. I don't have it here, so I'll just do the really quick run through because I don't have the images here on this profile. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, June 25th and 26th in Fort Wayne, Indiana, at the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum, the Atheist Network Group is proud to present Better. And if you go to jesusisamyth.com, you can purchase your reservations. Oh, but that's what we do here. We just run late all the time. But we'll get the proceedings proceeding this evening, and this is a video from the bald-headed wonder, Braxton, and Missed It Bridget on You Shouldn't Tell Your Kids About God. And we'll dig into a little bit of indoctrination. So hopefully you're ready. And this is and I didn't plan this. I did not plan this. This must be the Holy Spirit guiding us tonight. What was the when I played drums in my brother's church? What was that song? Oh, come on, Oz. Oh, fuck. This is where you can tell I was a drummer and not a vocalist. Oh. God damn it. Spirit of the Lord is, there is wisdom. Yeah, that's where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is wisdom. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is wisdom. So right now, saints, if you just take your little Christian, non-Christian, Muslim, Buddhist hand, just put it on the screen right now. Just put it on the screen. Shiga Bahai, passing the devil by. Shandake. Oz is having a senior moment. And that's coming from someone that's more senior than I. Anyhow. Can you guys tell my right eye and my left eye? At the bar tonight, I had a whatever the small containers, whatever, of lemon juice, like the motherfucker like exploded and like went in my eyes. Can you tell? It looks swollen to me. In his house. We are going to talk about indoctrination. So let's just get into it, because this is something that I really don't need a build up for. I'm a little familiar. Look at the trees. Yeah, we're wondering the same thing. But let's listen to these knuckleheads. The ball-headed wonder. Here comes Braxton.
Hunter, and along with me is
Jonathan Pritchett.
And we are glad that you are here today on Friday. The week is almost over. Yay! And you get to watch streaming church this weekend. So isn't that great?
Not me, man.
But you're going, huh?
If I can, yeah.
And we're glad that all of you all have made it. Thank you for showing up and being here with us. And yeah, so as we jump into this, I'm gonna open up a little bit. So about how I think about things when it comes to videos to engage with. So there's actually another video that I thought about covering that makes a lot of the same points that are made in this video. I decided not to do that because, and I don't mean for this, the only person that could possibly sound insulting to is the person whose video I didn't play. And I'm not naming that person, but sometimes certain individuals in the YouTube community can come off as a little bit volatile, easily upset, and maybe not quite ready to have their ideas challenged publicly. And I've just found that there are certain earmarks of that. And the person whose video I was going to cover had some of those. But when it comes to him at Meta, we've had him at Meta several times before. In fact, last summer, Dr. Pritchett and I and Adam Coleman and Christopher did Featherstone come on there with us?
No, MJ Jackson.
I knew that Adam Coleman and MJ Jackson and Tim Stratton, I think, was one that came on there. And we talked.
Yeah, I agree with Jenna. What Braxton, why you do your boy that way? Why you do that your boy that way? I'm gonna remove myself real quick so you can see the picture. So you see your boy his belt buckle and his blue jeans, and look at them socks. Look at them socks, and Braxton Hunter, the ball-headed wonder, literally did this like church dad driving the car on the way to church. I missed it, Pritchett. I missed it, Pritchett. Why are you so dumb? Why are you so dumb? Like you watched it.
About the 78 or 78 reasons not to be a Christian or something. And so he can take it. And so we're gonna cover him today. But the reason we're doing this is because Dr. Pritchett, this is gonna blow your mind, but there's some atheists that are upset with me.
Yeah.
And they're upset with me because I indicated that all parents indoctrinate their children. Now, I did notice that someone already posted, Penjamin posted, indoctrination refers to how ideas are shared more than to the fact that they get shared. Okay, so that is something that should be considered. If by indoctrination you have bound up into that the negative understanding that it's not just to teach them doctrine, but that it means don't ask me any questions, don't challenge what I'm saying to you, don't investigate it for yourself, just believe it because I'm telling you to believe it. Okay, well then, yeah, that's not great. What we're saying here is everyone indoctrinates their kids in that everyone's worldview is going to rub off on their kids, and everyone is going to teach directly or indirectly aspects of their worldview to their kids. And I'm going to say more about.
No, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Sorry, Braxton, you bald-headed wonder. That's not that's how I was taught. That's how I was taught. I don't teach my kids that. I teach my kids this is how you think. This is how you exercise critical thinking. This is how you ask questions. I do not teach them what to think. You dishonest piece of shit. Because going back to a conversation we just had about a half hour ago, and shout out Pasta Mike, yes, this is something that we have to highlight. I no longer just go after you, but I will go after anyone, and I am going after everyone that would try to teach people what to think rather than how to think and how to think critically and how to ask questions and to probe. Period.
Even if you try not to do that, why, it doesn't matter. You're still going to be indoctrinating them in the softer sense of that term anyway. And if indoctrination implies that negative sense of the term indoctrination, then I don't think the best Christian parents do that either. But I do think we all do it sometimes. So let's just jump into this. Pritchett, you have anything to say in terms of preliminary remarks?
Atheists getting upset with you for quote unquote indoctrinating your children is.
Oh, before I even hear what that fucking idiot fucking has to say, because he's a piece of shit. I need to go back a minute.
Don't investigate it for yourself, just believe it because I'm telling you to believe it. Okay, well then, yeah, that's not great. What we're saying here is everyone indoctrinates their kids in that everyone's worldview is going to rub off on their kids, and everyone is going to teach directly or indirectly aspects of their worldview to their kids. And I'm going to say more about even if you try not to do that, why, it doesn't matter. You're still going to be indoctrinating them in the softer sense of that term anyway. And if indoctrination implies that negative sense of the term indoctrination, then I don't think the best Christian parents do that either. But I do think we all do it sometimes. So let's just jump into this. Pritchett, you have anything to say in terms of preliminary remarks?
Atheists getting upset with you for quote unquote indoctrinating your children is not shocking. What is shocking, since you brought up Adam Coleman, is that he likes cheese and shrimp in his grits. And there's been this whole grit controversy going on Facebook and in the bodega group lately. And why are you eating grits? Just shrimp and cheese doesn't even sound good, but maybe
you don't like.
And this is how he has garnered the nickname Missed It Pritchett. Because he's an idiot.
Grits?
No, I mean, why are you even eating grits if you want shrimp and you want cheese and then tons of butter and sugar?
What are you talking about?
See, you've missed all of the
What are you saying?
This is more shocking. I'm sorry that Adam, listen to me. You know I love you, but either just eat grits or eat something else. But what you're eating is. Ugh.
Okay. Mike Winger says hello to my friends at Trinity Radio. Love you guys. We love you too, Mike. And we're going to be done before
And Mr.
you go
Phil Fox is
with
here.
your live stream.
And don't get me started on all the stuff that he says he eats in grits. And I don't even think he was joking.
Why are we talking about grits?
Because everyone's been talking. Where do you live? Oh, yeah, you live in your.
So the bald-headed wonder, Braxton Hunter, wants to talk about indoctrination. Meanwhile, Missed It Pritchett is affixed on grits and shit. And yes, look at the trees. Meanwhile, the White Sox. The white calf socks. Good job, Mr. Pritchett.
Super high class, fancy schmancy.
I eat
Facebook
grits.
groups.
Trust me, we eat grits.
How do you eat your grits?
I'm just wondering how we got on the subject.
because I was shocked that Adam Coleman would put cheese.
Did he put that in the comments here?
No, it's just something that's been going on, and I was reminded when you brought his name up.
All right.
And then what Mr. Phil Fox is doing is just beyond the pale. But
Okay. Well,
how do you eat your grits though?
Just straight.
No butter, no sugar, no nothing.
just eat it
grit.
neat.
Just grit. There you go.
That's how you eat grits.
Grits.
But I don't mind other people eating it different ways. All right, let's jump into this live. I have it titled live stream. Let's jump into the live stream. We're already in it. Let's take a look at what Him at Meta has to say about indoctrinating your kids or raising kids.
If you're a religious parent, it's very tempting to push faith on your kids as early as possible because you mean well. You think it's good for them.
By the way, there are some people saying that their comments, particularly Punch Bowl Haircut, is saying that his comments are being deleted. And I just want you to know, I have no idea what that's about. And as I'm looking at YouTube, I'm not seeing where it says comment deleted as it typically would. So it might be a YouTube glitch, but Punch Bowl Haircut, I can't imagine something that you would comment that I would delete. So anyway, let's keep trucking here. And where'd my thing go? I have no control. There it is.
In practice, that might mean you get them baptized shortly after they're born. You get them in Sunday school from an early age so they learn the basics of your religion and so they can learn morality and ethics. You might get them to pray before going to bed. But consider this. That is a bad idea. You don't need to do any of it. And you might actually be better off not doing it, especially if you're not all that religious to begin with. What if you just didn't tell your kids about God? Not yet. What if you waited until they were a little older to introduce them to the concept? Here's why you should seriously consider that. Morality doesn't require God. Do you think your kids won't learn to be kind, honest?
Okay, before we go on, Pritchett, I don't know if you noticed, but he's saying, here's why you shouldn't tell your kids about God, and especially if you're not really sure about it all anyway. So I'm not actually sure who his target audience is. It could be that his target is someone who's kind of nominally Christian and is just going to teach their kids about God because that's the way their parents taught them, but they don't really believe it. Maybe he's assuming that Christian parents don't really believe it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. He's using trappings of Christianity, pastor, Sunday school, whatever, but he's not saying Christianity.
He's saying
directly,
religion.
Religious.
And I don't think he was raised a Christian. I think he was raised in Jainism or whatever. Right. But that said, he's talking about Christianity. Yes. It's clear throughout the video with all the references.
Mm-hmm. Decent people, unless they're guilt-tripped into doing it, because morality isn't when you...
Well, okay, let's listen to the whole thing because I don't think you're telling the truth, but we'll listen anyway because I already know you're the victims. You're being persecuted, aren't you, Christians? Gag me with that bullshit. But we'll proceed to see if you're actually being persecuted and singled out, as you often, no, I'm sorry, all the time claim that you fucking are.
Do the right thing because you believe God is watching over your shoulders. It's when you do the right thing even when nobody's watching. Our world is better off when people are helping others without the need for a reward, or when they're giving to those who are less fortunate without expecting anything in return, or when they're telling the truth even though they don't have to.
Okay, let's pause here for a minute. He's not done with the point, but Pritchett, here's my thinking on this, and tell me where I'm wrong. He's saying, you shouldn't have to tell people, well, God's going to punish you or God's going to reward you or God's looking over your shoulder. It's better if you, and first of all, let's understand, as we're talking about morality here, and this is a typical point made with values and duties, and atheists really don't like it when you point this out because it's one of those arguments or facts or points that they think that has been debunked for a long, long time. It hasn't been debunked. If atheism is true, there is no ultimate value, there is no ultimate purpose, which means valued terms like better are meaningless. So to say it would be better if people did X, not if your worldview is true. That said, all he's saying is I'd like it more, and a lot of people would like it more, right? Mm-hmm. But here's the thing: yes, Christianity talks about punishments for certain things and rewards for certain things. But when I, let's say, don't steal something from the gift rack at Starbucks, Pritchett, it's not because I think that. It's not because I'm thinking about some reward I'm going to get for having not stolen it. Or if I help a little old lady across the street.
Or the omnipresence of God.
It's not that I'm worried about the fact that God's watching over me. Now, if I think deeply about the nature of why I don't steal, I'm going to think of a lot of things. One of those things is going to be this, and principle for me is this is not what God created me for. This is not what God wants from me. But that's not, but to speak directly to the point that he's making, when it comes to our everyday experience, if he's saying, look, if you raise kids just to be nice people, they'll just be nice people and they won't be doing it so that they don't get punished or get a reward. That's true about Christians too. We're not doing things thinking about the reward. When mothers raise their children and love their children and want to be good parents, they're not trying to be good parents just because they hope that God's going to reward them for that.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Stop that shit right there. Stop that shit right there. There's, okay. This is where we got to go in. You, the ball-headed wonder, Braxton, and missed the whole fucking shit, Pritchett. This is where you done fucked up. It is where you fuck up every fucking goddamn time. How can you not see it? How can you not know it? Because I'm not the only one that points this shit fucking out. As Christians, you don't do it just to do it. You don't do it just because it feels good and it's the right thing to do, and it helps to advance humanity, and it helps to advance the overall happiness and pursuit of happiness. That's not why. That's not why. You're not doing it to benefit everyone. You're doing it to benefit you and your belief in your God. Stop it. Stop it. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. So to sit there and act like you have this superior view on life and what it is to live here in this reality that we experience together, that you have this experience, superior view or approach is bullshit, because you don't have any good reason. You don't have any good evidence to show the rest of us that your view and your approach is better than ours, because there's no evidence. There's none. So ball-headed wonder and missed it Pritchett. You can sit there and circle jerk each other every fucking week. I don't give a fuck. But until you have evidence, it doesn't fucking matter. Next.
That, or that they'll be punished if they're not a good parent. They're doing it for the same reason that good atheist parents are doing it, which is they love their kids. So it's not, and this is a common trope that goes around in the atheist community, is that, well, you're raising your kids about, thinking about God because and they're going to grow up to become a group of people who only ever do the right thing because they want to reward or avoid punishment. And that is just a straw man. That's not the way it is. And that should be self-evident if you've known.
Nope. Again, I'm fuck that. Fuck you. And the reason I'm going to say that is because there's a huge difference. And I already talked about this earlier. I won't say all, but most of the atheist / skeptic / humanist parents that I have spoke to and talked with, we all teach our kids how, Braxton, how to think. Missed it, Pritchett? We teach them how to think, not what to think. So we don't do what I've heard each of you talk about doing on your stream, where we sit our little pretty families down on a Thursday night or a Tuesday night or a Thursday night, and we're going to have family prayer time, and we're going to pray to the Jesus. We're going to pray to the Jesus, and we're going to believe that the Jesus is going to intervene, and he's going to show up in our everyday lives. Why? Because God so loved the world that he gave his only son to come fuck everybody over because it's bullshit. Why? Because #Jesus is a myth. So do not be so dishonest to try to put yourself on the same footing as Christian parents as those that are skeptical or atheist or humanist or whatever. Don't even try to play that card, because it's bullshit and it's ineffective, and you are being 100% dishonest, you bald-headed wonder. And I'm bald too, by the way. But I don't make up all of this galactical warrior Jesus fucking nonsense shit up in my streams. So you are the bald-headed wonder.
Christians in your life, right, Bridget?
I don't think you're wrong. I will say that the church does actually need to bring back a more robust theology of rewards and punishment and consequences and things like that in our actions here and the you don't even hear much about that. So yeah, it's kind of a trope, and it's kind of a caricature. But at the same time, I think that theologically speaking, we could talk more about rewards than we do in churches. But that's still never the motivating factor, because all of our crowns that we get, we cast at Jesus' feet anyway when we get to heaven. It's all because of him anyway. So it's real shallow. But I do think that the idea that I walk around thinking I need to do good because I can get something, I get a trinket, no one really thinks that way about the moral decisions they make on a day-to-day basis, because most decisions aren't really what would you call it, earth-shaking or life-altering decisions on a regular basis. You make hundreds of moral decisions that really.
Just real quick, I saw the little comment that popped up in their chat. For those of you Christians that just dismiss and minimize the effects of indoctrination and the abuse and the trauma and all of the other fucking bullshit that comes along with it, I'm going to tell you right fucking now. Fuck you. Fuck you. And go hang on the same motherfucking goddamn cross that your Jesus died on. Fuck you.
You do because of the type of person that you are, and you're not really thinking about all of these other things. But when I think about raising my kids, the accounting job that God does in heaven for the lists, the naughty list and the good list or whatever, that doesn't even factor into it. You
Right.
teach when Christians teach.
Did he just say naughty list and good list? Are we talking about Santa Claus? Jonathan Pritchett? Mr. Pritchett? Mr. Scholar? Mr. Scholar? Mr. Intellectual? Did we just talk about a naughty list? Are we referring to Santa Claus and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Oh, that's right. That's right. My bad. My bad. I forgot, missed it, Pritchett, that Santa Claus and Yahweh actually do share a lot of common traits. Like, he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Man, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. What's up, Christian Watkins? I see there's a Christian Watkins sighting. Sorry. A Christian Watkins sighting. But yeah, Jonathan Pritchett, great correlation, dumbass.
Teach moral principles. Number one, we teach that there's an objective founding for morality that is in the God that we worship. And two, the wisdom in living in a certain way that lives in harmonious, setting yourself in with God and with the created order of things, and how that brings more, through the wisdom tradition, how that brings a more beneficial way of living out your life in light of creation, in light of the fall,
What up, Kyle?
in light of a holy God, and why certain things and courses of action are better than others. We teach all of that. It's not about, you get, though I will also say, what's wrong with, like, when you're raising your young kids, what's wrong with rewarding their positive behavior and then giving them consequences for negative behavior?
Well, yeah, now that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Everyone does this with their kids at some point growing up. You reward them for good things, you punish them in some way for bad things, and I mean that's a part of how we grow up. So it's not, I mean, you can't trash that completely, but obviously Christian parents do not hope that their children will turn out to be the kind of person that Him is describing. But you know what? Eddie Vasquez, as usual, said everything that we just said in a much simpler way. This atheist doesn't have a grasp on Christian motives,
right?
Which is the
and the guilt thing. He mentioned the guilt thing. Do you?
Oh my God, this shit fucking kills me every time. Because you don't know. Oz, you don't know the Christian motive. You don't understand the price that was paid by the Christ on Calvary. You don't get the Christian motive. You don't know why we rear our kids with abuse and manipulation and indoctrination until them little motherfuckers listen, or else. You don't get it, motherfucker. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't get that. I don't get that. Why do I not get that? Because I would never do that to my kids. I would never do that to my kids. So you're right. I don't get it. Because allow me, Baldless Wonder and Mystic Pritchett, you two motherfucking dumbasses, allow me to make a couple correlations for your simple little fucking brains. As a business leader, and I actually don't talk about this much publicly at all, but for years, not just a business leader, but upper management, executive level management in sales. Like the shit you're talking about does not work. It doesn't work. It's not about telling someone what to do. It's not about giving orders on what to do. It's not about dictating or being a tyrant. Braxton and Jonathan, it's not about that. It's about being and demonstrating what those around you that are on your team or in your family or whatever, if your kids were, it's about being the example of what you want them to be. It's not just sitting there and missed it, Pritchett, just holding your fucking hand and thumb in the air and dictating to people how they should or should not act. It's about you demonstrating it and showing it and giving your children, or if you're a business, your employees or whatever, giving them a great model to follow, and that you demonstrate that. And it's the same thing with your fucking kids. You don't have to dictate shit to your fucking kids. I got 4. I can tell you right now, I don't have to dictate shit to my kids. You know what I do with my kids? I am the same way I am right here, right now. I am the most authentic, vulnerable, real, raw version of myself as I am here, as I am with my kids. And I want my kids to know that. And I want them to demonstrate that they are always, that they should always feel free and able to be exactly who the fuck they want to be at any given fucking moment. And they don't need dad there to tell them that, because dad has already, check this out. This is the mic drop. And this would be the same with employees in a leadership capacity. I have already empowered them. I have already empowered them to be themselves. They don't need my permission. They don't need me to sign off. They don't need to call dad and ask, is it okay to be me? Is it okay to be myself? I have already empowered them to be exactly who the fuck they are. And to say exactly what the fuck they want to say. And you know what? Bald-headed wonder and Mystic Pritchett, if I were, I'm not, but if I were a betting man, it's going to be unfortunate, because more likely than not, your children will never get to experience what it's like to just be fucking them without daddy's approval, without daddy fucking signing off on their identity and how they identify and who the fuck they are. But by all means, proceed, assholes.
Later on, because we've seen the video, he gets into something that's actually meaningful, and then he poo-poos that too. As far as guilt, I don't try to guilt my kids, and I think guilt's the most useless thing in the world. So I don't try to use guilt as any sort of motivator of anything. But then when he brings up shame, we'll talk more about that. Why that I think he's dead on wrong about that. But yeah, I agree with him on the guilt thing, because I think guilt's useless. Guilt is self-serving. It's self-assuaging. If I do something bad, if I feel guilt over the bad thing, that makes me feel better about myself, because a good person would not feel good about doing a bad thing. They would feel bad. So I can't be that bad of a person even though I did a bad thing, because I feel guilty. And look at me, I feel so bad.
Yeah, that is self-serving.
Useless. Guilt is absolutely useless. Don't care how guilty you are. I care about, do you repent and change your behavior, because that's what God cares about. I don't care about how much you wallow in self-pity and guilt.
Yes,
useless.
And as I discussed with respect to my wife when we were talking, when I was giving my kind of life story the other day, one of the greatest things was when she became a Christian, she said, you know, before I used to feel guilty for things that I did, but this is a completely different experience, the conviction of the Holy Spirit that I'm feeling, which 2 Corinthians chapter 7 says is a godly sorrow that God works in you, that works repentance, not to be repented of. In other words, it works repentance, and you should be glad about that.
Right.
Just a whole nother conversation. Oh my fucking God. Any motherfucking God any fucking God that requires you to suffer, any fucking God that requires you to suffer to then inherit the benefits of having a relationship with said God, I want to refer you to the millions of court cases and legal documentations to do with abusive relationships. And at that point, if you still want to believe in this God, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you if you still want to sign off on that level of bullshit.
Guilt doesn't do much good, because I'm not talking about legal guilt. I'm talking about emotional guilt. Emotional guilt is just a self-serving thing to let you know, oh, I feel bad because I did. It never prevented you from doing the thing, right? You didn't feel guilty while you're doing it. You felt guilty afterwards.
Yeah.
And maybe
so,
only because you got. So
here's one of your favorite people, Jonathan, and I think you're going to be on a show again very soon, right?
No, I was on a show last Sunday. You missed it.
But okay. And Mr. Phil Fox, thank you for that super chat.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. He says, love you guys. When did you guys become the coolest cats on the interwebs? Next to Mike Winger, of course. I've been blessed by Trinity Radio.
Mike Winger is cooler than us.
I don't mind it.
But
Mike is, I often say about Mike, and I say it again now, that having people like that in my life is a wonderful thing, because he represents a person who has qualities that I would like to emulate.
Exactly.
And that's true of you, Pritchett, too. It is. Now, they're not the same qualities, but
No.
You're the same motherfucker that said it about Tyler fucking Vela. That's a fucking Calvinist that will gladly rationalize child molestation because God said that it was ordained and predestined. So, bald-headed wonder, you continue to put yourself in a just big fucking religious fuckfest that just counters. You continue to counter yourself over and over and over again, but yeah, you can smile because you look way smarter than your dumbass co-host, and that's the only reason you can smile, because look at that fucking doofus.
But there are qualities.
Mike Winger, when I think of how you know, not to set the guy on a pedestal, he's not perfect, he'll admit that. But what does living out holiness look like in public? That's Mike Winger.
Yep. All right, let's keep trucking here.
That's to be
You
aspired
need
to.
religion for that. Even kids understand that. Seriously, just teach them the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. That's a good substitute for all things religious, and God has no part in it. Better yet, teach them the platinum rule. Treat others the way they want to be treated.
Okay, now this is a Hitchens thing that has been said for a long time. You made a good point about it a while ago, Pritchett. Break it down.
Well, number one, I mean, doing to others as you would have them doing to you is a golden rule. It didn't originate with Christianity, but it was repeated by God, so it's obviously something that you should take into account. And God said it himself because Jesus is God. Number two, treat other people the way they should be treated. Okay, everyone, including him, look, the way I want to be treated is I want each of you to empty the contents of your wallet and give it to me every time you run into me. And if you don't see me in person, I want all of you to empty your bank accounts into the Trinity Radio Patreon account. That's how I want to be treated. Does that sound good?
Yeah, you know, and
No.
plus,
You know what? Hold on. Missed it, Pritchett. Way to straw man again, you little fucking weaselly asshole. Way to straw man again. And if anything, missed it, Pritchett, this actually is an indicator to your core values and how you view your channel, that it is just it's all about the money. Because you said it. You said it. Nobody, literally nobody brought that shit up. You brought it up. That the way you want to be treated is that everybody gives you money, because that's what every fucking Christian minister and pastor actually talks about and cares about. So great job in you're trying to be subliminal, but it's actually very, very direct on what you want and what you expect. So great job, you fucking asshole, and showing that. Yeah, the golden rule. You guys are such fucking pieces of shit, man. The golden rule: treat each other as you would want to be treated, and I think the way Braxton said the platinum rule: treat someone the way they want to be treated. And the first thing, obviously, fucking Mr. Pritchett being the fucking cocksucker piece of shit, dog shit that he is, you know, takes it to what he probably doesn't even realize. Trying to take it to a reductio ad absurdum actually reveals the true motives of motherfuckers like this. And asking for money. But the true golden rule: treat others the way you would want to be treated. What's wrong with that, Christians? What's wrong with that, Christians? What would be wrong with the golden rule? Because I'm actually polar opposite of Mr. Pritchett that just wants everybody to give him money. I'm actually polar opposite. I just want people to love me the way I love them. I want people to communicate as with the level of authenticity and transparency that I communicate. Those are the things that I want. Like, money never even popped into my brain until I heard Pritchett say, well, I want you to send me all of my money. So, oh man, missed it, Pritchett. Ball-headed wonder, Braxton Hunter. I was just reminded by the Spirit of the Lord of a scripture. From the abundance of the heart. Hold on. I got to do this proper. From the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Shundake, Shigabahai. I felt the Spirit. I felt the Spirit. Fuck you, Jonathan Pritchett. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. The atheist is outclassing you, out-preaching you right now. Bitch. Assalamu alaikum.
There are some ways that people might want me to treat them that actually would be immoral.
Right, exactly.
So that doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Plus, along with the Christian message, I mean, these are the, when Jesus says gives you the golden rule, part of that is you're going to be living Christianly. Yeah. And so because of that, doing unto others what you would have them do unto you all works out in all the details. Because all the details are bound up in ultimately what all of it boils down to, which is love, right? Yeah. So anyway, let's keep. Oh, and yeah.
Some people are into weird stuff. I don't want to treat them the way they want.
Right, but here's another thing about it. That's why you need an objective standard. I'm saying this because I'm a little bit scared where you're going to go with that. But
no, I'm not going to say more than that. I'm just saying that's why we need an objective standard that's independent of us. That's why I think it's actually good to have a holy book that God wrote,
right,
to teach your kids, because it's true.
But here's something that he said a moment ago. He said you don't need religion for this morality. Now he's not making this point, but I want to just say this. If you ever get the chance to watch the movie Collision, and I think it's free on YouTube, which is a series of discussions between the late Christopher Hitchens and Doug Wilson. And they're in various places, and they discuss a lot of the same things in multiple places throughout the movie. And then watch Hitchens' debates, and you'll see it as well. That Hitchens often characterized the moral argument that is given by people like William Lane Craig and Doug Wilson to be that Christians, because of religion, are going to be better people than atheists. And I know you have thoughts on that, Pritchett, but table those. The truth is, that is never what the moral argument that Craig and Douglas Wilson are bringing. They're saying you don't have a foundation. It's not that you can't act morally. It's that you don't have a foundation you don't have an explanation.
Right. It's epistemology versus ontology. Christianity has both the ontology and explains why you can have an epistemology to discover these moral values and duties that deep down, as William Lane Craig, we all know it, it's objective.
Right. And so he says you don't need religion for morality. You don't necessarily need religion to do good things and to understand moral truths. But you need, that's the epistemology, to understand moral truths. You do need, as Pritchett was saying, you do need God to explain the ontology, the foundation for these moral principles. And so on multiple...
What? Hitchens never said that shit. And the only reason you're saying that because he's dead and he's not here. Oh my God. You guys are such fucking dishonest pieces of fucking shit. What? What the fuck did you just say? We do not need your God for epistemology or ontology. Period. Hard stop. Every fucking goddamn day of the motherfucking week, month, year. Fuck you. Fuck you. We don't need that. And why do we not need that? You don't have that evidence. You've not brought not one flake of evidence for your fucking God. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Are you serious? And no, Hitch would have never agreed to anything you're fucking saying right now. You are twisting and contorting what the fuck he said. Because I'm wholeheartedly at this point an anti-theist. Religion poisons everything. Everything. Every fucking thing. Take that shit somewhere else, Braxton. Get the fuck out of here.
Multiple levels, what he's saying here doesn't work.
Respect them. The online version of that, by the way, is only say things in a comment thread that you would say face to face, and if we all knew your real name. Got it, YouTube? And if that's too much work, how's this?
Wait a minute.
Be nice. That's it.
Has he actually gone outside and talked to people? 5-10 years ago, we used to always say, people say things online they'd never say. No, when you start interacting with people, especially, if you do street evangelism, no, people say they'll talk to you the same way they talk online. That whole facade is gone. People have no manners anymore.
Oh, again, that's so funny. That's so funny. Braxton, missed it, Pritchett. I don't even know how many streams I've done now, and I've been told that this could be wrong. It's just feedback that I've got that you've watched several of my streams, and if you've not, cool. But when you do, like, holla at your boy. Holla at your boy. Like talk to somebody that's like 100% opposed to your bullshit. Like, holla at your boy. Get at me. I'll do a stream. It doesn't even have to be here. I'll come on your channel. I'll come on your Jesus channel. It doesn't even have to be here. I'll come on your Jesus channel, and we can talk this shit because you're full of shit. You're full of shit. But do not act like atheists aren't out here trying to engage and ask questions and try to figure shit out. If anything, it's you Christians that sit in your little church buildings and your little Christian homes and try to protect yourselves and try to insulate yourselves within your own belief, in your own people, in your own indoctrination. Oh, fuck me forever trying to insinuate that would happen. But I'm right here. I'll come on your channel. I'll come on your fucking channel. Like, don't throw like fucking loose ass, fucking based ass, fucking accusations like that. When there are literal atheists, me and others that I will gladly come on your channel and wreck your shit, because your gymnastics and your word salad and your non-having evidence having ass doesn't mean shit to me. But that's why you won't have me. Because I ain't going to play that shit. Preach, preacher.
They'll say the type of stuff. Unfortunately,
Theology geeks too.
Yeah.
You get a bunch of Arminians and Calvinists together and watch what happens.
Yeah.
That's the tweet. Kids get that too. That's all of morality. They're more likely to be nice if they understand why it makes.
That's not all of morality. Here again, Jesus trumps him at meta, no small feet. No large feet, I guess I mean to say, for Jesus, because what he just said is it all boils down to being nice. No, it all boils down to love. Again, I can be nice to you and then talk trash about you behind your back.
Yeah.
I can be nice to you, and even if I don't talk trash, in my heart feel horrible things about you. But if I would love you, if it all boils down to love, the message of Christ, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, you have to change the way you internalize and think about other people.
Right, because even to hate your brother,
right, is to commit murder.
Right.
Hard.
So this is, Jesus wins is the bottom line.
Right.
Sense.
To everything.
Yeah.
Instead of
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. It's no.
No, here's the thing. Jesus is a myth. Jesus is a myth. Bitch.
Secret that I'm naturally disposed to think certain ways about certain people, even if I never verbalize it. Oh, the things I don't say out loud on Trinity Radio or Trinity Radio Extra or anything else.
Oh, you all would love to see.
No, you wouldn't.
You would love to see
it's not good.
some of the really colorful and directly applicable points that Pritchett makes before we turn on the camera that are better than when I say, no, you've got to make that more family friendly.
Right. So what I'm saying is, I don't think I think that changes you when you have to constantly battle yourself to think positive things about people you genuinely don't like, and think differently about things that you want to say that you cannot communicate that way, because that's not how a Christian should speak, right? To me, that seems to be a higher moral ethic, to think in your private. He says morality is when no one's looking. Yeah, morality is where no one can get to inside your head. I mean, how much deeper does it go when you have the Holy Spirit constantly checking your internal thoughts? It's crazy. And it makes, but the discipline, the spiritual disciplines in Christianity, to teach you to constantly check yourself and to always look for the good and the true and the beautiful. And, even if you can't go further than the Imago Dei in someone else, right?
And find it, yes.
And come to a place of peace that changes you morally, and you progressively get better. We call it sanctification. And I think that's a good thing.
Amen. And financially demonstrating that Jesus wins.
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Jonathan Pritchett, missed it. Pritchett. Oh, really? Oh, really? So does that apply to all of the pastors that steal money and launder money? Does that, oh, motherfucker, does that apply to all the pastors that have rape victims on their rap sheet? Now, does that apply to all the pastors that are pedophiles? Does that apply to those? Oh, Mr. Pritchett, I'm sorry. Does that also apply to all of the pastors that have physically abused people that did not align with or buy into their doctrine, their theology, and bucked their system? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Pritchett. Does that also apply then to the Catholic Church that has millions and millions of people that have been sexually abused and molested and raped and taken advantage of, and it all wiped underneath the fucking rug of Christian doctrine and theology? Does that apply, motherfucker? Does that apply, motherfucker? Yeah, I wish y'all would have me on your stream, but you're cowards. But you're cowards. You won't. You won't. You'll have the atheists on that'll patty cake you. That'll patty cake you and play the fucking games with you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Both of you. You want to go at you want to go at atheism? You want to go atheism? But it's funny that you coddle. You not only coddle, you not even coddle, you dismiss, you don't even address the real shit. You don't even address the real shit. Why? Why? Because Braxton and Jonathan, you're fucking cowards. You're cowards. And the only reason you have this YouTube, the only reason you have this quote unquote ministry is you love the clout. You love the attention. You love people saying and singing and praising your fucking name, and you love the dollar bills. You love the dollar bills. And if I'm wrong, have me on. Invite me on. Prove to me and all of the others that I'm wrong. But I think both of you, I think both of you love it, and the thought of the attention and the money and all of that, like you probably get bigger boners off this shit than you do from your fucking wives. You probably get off on this shit more than you do from fucking your wives. Prove to me that I'm wrong. Prove to me that I'm fucking wrong. Prove it to me. I think you're both pieces of shit.
Scott Despain gives us $777 dollars super chat. Thank you so much, Jeremy Despain. That means so much. Check out his channel, folks. If a majority of atheists are hard determinists, why are they concerned about the choices of parents to teach their children anything? Okay, so I'm gonna steel man the determinist position here. There are Christian determinists and atheist determinists. We're not determinists, but the determinist would say something like, well, because even if I'm determined to teach my children certain things, and even if they're determined to think and respond and do certain things as a result, I might be the determinative cog that leads to them acting a certain way.
Right.
And so that's how all that plays
And they'll
out.
say, and aren't I lucky that the chain of dominoes landed to where I'm the type of person that would teach them my high moral standards?
Yes,
right?
but of course the only reason
instead of determined to teach them, which is the moral equivalent of determinism, of teaching them to chop up babies, right? I mean, you just got lucky.
Well, even if it's not the moral equivalent, as I always say, it could still be
on atheism.
It's still, well, yeah, on atheism.
Now, again, Jonathan, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Atheists chopping up babies. Atheists chopping up babies. That's how stupid that makes you sound. Shut the fuck up, dude. And that's why you got the back seat. Jena said it earlier, earlier on this stream. That's why you got the back fucking seat behind Braxton, because you're a fucking dumbass. That's why you're sitting in the back seat in the cars, in the kid's seat. You're in the high chair, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up.
Determinism, it would you could perhaps still say it was wrong, but it's moot morality. It's like, if I find myself being the kind of person that would be a racial hater versus the kind of person who would work for racial equality, either way, it's just the luck of the draw. It's whatever determines. And you're thinking that you're a good person for raising your kids a certain way. Those views about whatever is moral there are the views that you're determined to hold. And so you can't really know, you can't get outside of the determinism to assess it.
Well, that's what I like about the atheist determinists, though, because you spell out all the implications to them and you're like, yeah, so, right? You do that to a Calvinist and don't like the consequences of their ideas, right? But at least atheists, it's like, yeah, it's pure rant, but yeah, I mean, from our perspective, this deterministic chain that led them to be horrible and whatever, yeah, it's too bad for them. But you know,
so I can't find the comments, put it on the screen, but sure I can. Black Tuesday Film says, do you believe moral obligations and determinism are incompatible? No, I just think I think they're practically incompatible. I think it's a moot point. You can say, like, let's say you have an atheist determinist here. Now, we don't believe you can have actually ultimately objective morality on atheism, but let's just say that you could. Let's give you that for the sake of argument. Again, whatever I find myself doing is what I was determined to do. So if I find myself doing the objectively moral thing, well, high five. If I find myself doing the objectively evil thing, well, that's just what happens. So this is one of the reasons why it makes no sense you can hold people responsible counterintuitively, like you can put them in jail for something, but as Leighton Flowers would say, they are not response-able, right?
I like what he says is they're punishable, but they're not responsible.
Right, and you can't. The point is they're not praiseworthy or blameworthy. Ultimately, they're just a thing that did a thing, and you like it or don't like it. But that's just the way it is. And there's something else I wanted to get to here because I love this. Thank you, Marvalis, for that super chat. That means so much to us. Oh, Marvel! Woo, man! I'm so glad you're here. Okay,
but I'm guessing Alice is somewhere part of the. I mean,
maybe she's married to Marv. I don't know. But
maybe she likes to go by Marv. We don't know.
I bet she'd like her super chat read. Yeah. She says being nice has nothing to do with morality. Serial killers are nice. Nice is a standard, not a virtue. Absolutely. What do they always say when they catch a serial killer? The person that lived next door to them. What do they always say?
They're so nice.
He's such a nice guy. Yeah. Why am I having more fun with this live stream today than I typically would? All right, let's get back to him.
Doing it because you tell them it's one of God's special rules. You don't need religion to teach morality. Religion invites.
Well, okay. Now, first of all, this is like the whole thing of did people not know it was wrong to commit adultery before it was given on Sinai? Like, of course, they were aware of moral principles. This is now a formalizing of God's plans for his people, of his moral law, right? And that's I think that's an important piece of this. I mean, you know, the thing is, it's maybe one of God's rules, but here's the other thing: in the specifics of morality, there are specifics. For example, we argue about things politically because we disagree morally about things, and in the specifics of morality, you do need some more detailed laws about that. I mean, for example, if I'm driving through a city I've never been in, and the speed limit is 35, and I think that it's 50. There's nothing within me that tells me that it's 50, that it's 35, right? I'm unsure. I might say, well, you know, I
No, my bad. So, Aaron, yes. Why are so many serial killers religious? Then, yes, I meet myself often, and a lot of times it's for the best. um, but I'm done with these motherfuckers tonight. I can't handle anymore. The reason I say that isn't so much that it's not like oh I'm enraged. It's more so like this is just it's pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. It's pathetic. The links that grown fucking people will go to defend completely absurd and unverifiable beliefs. And I understand as a former Christian, I was once in that position, but I'm no longer in that position. So that doesn't mean that I therefore have to continue to deal with said bullshit. And I eventually hit my own wall where it's like, okay, I'm not doing this. I'm not listening to this anymore. And tonight, I hit my wall. I hit my point, and I said it earlier, and I will say it again. You know, I'll even make sure I put up on the next couple of days on Facebook or Twitter, or even here on Facebook on the community post or whatever. I would love to go on their stream. They would never come on ours. I already know that they would never come on ours because they know they'd get fucking roasted and toasted. But I would love to go onto their stream, and yeah, I would love to go on there and talk with them, because I don't think of all the shit that I've watched of theirs, I don't think they've had an atheist on there that, and I don't I'm not necessarily even talking about my biblical knowledge, because I think I do think I'm well educated, well informed, but I don't think they've had an atheist on there that's had the past that I've had as far as indoctrination and abuse and all of that to where maybe possibly that something would click there. Like it is worse than you think it is. It's more fucked up than you think it is. And that would be my hope in doing that. And maybe we'll see. Yeah, we'll see if they ever want to do that. But yeah, in the meantime, what we continued to learn tonight is that the bald-headed wonder and Mystic Pritchett, and mostly Mystic Pritchett, Pritchett's just a fucking asshole. I would be more interested in talking to Braxton, to be honest with you, if I were going there. Like, Pritchett's just a fucking dick. Yeah. Oh, Aaron, I'm with you. I'm not holding my breath. Like, not even for half a fucking second. I'm not holding my breath. But I would talk to Braxton. But I can already tell Pritchett, as soon as Pritchett started talking, I would ripping his ass. But no, I appreciate y'all. And for those that were live earlier with Jena, thank you for tuning in. And if you haven't, please go check out Jena's first solo dolo live stream earlier tonight. And it kind of fed into this, and it wasn't even on purpose. It was not even on purpose. But she killed the game. She killed the game tonight. So go check that out if you haven't already. And we got some other shit coming up here in the oh, sorry, my StreamYard fucked up. We got some other shit coming up here in a few nights, but love y'all, appreciate y'all, and just remember, think critically, and if you have questions, ask questions, ask all the questions, be skeptical. Be fucking skeptical and ask all the questions about all of the things. Love you.
Yeah. This is for all you non-philosophizing black sheep, unwelcome, pushed to the side motherfuckers like me.
Fuck what they say. Tang gang. Atheist Your Way. Yeah. Fuck what they say. Tang gang. Atheist Your Way. Let's get down to business. These bitches got glitches. And you thought you'd dismiss us? Nah. Now I'm laughing in stitches. See, the problem be, it'll be a tragic travesty to come after me. So just know this is how we get down. Respect that shit like a pronoun, bitch. Yeah. Fuck what they say. Tang gang. Atheist Your Way. Yeah. You fuck what they say. Tang gang. Atheist Your Way. Yeah. Fuck what they say. Tang gang. Atheist Your Way. Yeah. Fuck what they say. Tang gang. Atheist Your Way.